Hello guys, this is Ptash and this is Botworld Adventure, and today we have a hot topic, which is the nerf of Botpack power generation. First of all, I would like to show you what does it mean. So you can notice that the power generation is far lower. Once we put our bots, you can see how slowly it goes. It was heavily nerfed. Yes, you can see how slowly it goes. Like, usually I would have Ice Wall twice by now, but right now you can see I only have this just now. And yeah, so you can see how slowly it goes. Okay. So I would like to talk about that a bit. And because I think a lot of people have missed it, or I don't know what. But I think it has like huge implications for the gameplay, and I have some notes about this topic. So it would be interesting to go through them. I can show you the notes, but I will talk in detail about them. This is my 7 notes about this stuff, and I will go through each of these, and hopefully you will find that interesting. So let's begin. Okay, let's start. So my first point is that this nerf caused a general reduction of player power, especially wild bots who got obliterated by the fact they had no botpack abilities. Right now this matters far less. AI autoplay uses botpack abilities in a dumb way. So what I mean by that is that generally the open world battles will be much harder, especially wild bots will cause you more damage. That's because wild bots are weak because they have no trainer and they don't have botpack abilities at all. Because botpack abilities for players were nerfed, now wild bots are just stronger, you know? Okay. My second point is that in the arena, in theory, it shouldn't affect players as much because enemies will also receive this nerf. However, again, enemy AI is dumb with using abilities, so we are getting weaker. Okay, I've just read my note, and what does it mean? In general, I think that despite, like, someone could say that it doesn't matter for arena because your enemy also received this nerf. But I think that it's still a nerf for the player because generally your opponent in the arena he uses like autoplay, I think. Anyway, it's just the AI in general. If you are not the player, if you are the AI, right, or autoplay, right now, as of now, they use it in a very dumb way. And yeah, sometimes they manage to do good stuff with botpack abilities, but most of the time the enemy AI, even in arena, can't use that properly. Even Nicola Master, Arena Master, which is specialized in these botpack abilities, sometimes, most of the times he uses the abilities well, but sometimes even him, yeah, he's just like using some dumb ability that does nothing. So in general, a lot of player power in arena came from the fact that we could abuse some specific combo of ability that was so powerful, and we built our bots around that ability as well. Right now it basically doesn't exist unless you get boosters, but that's another topic. Okay, so I will read my third note. Overall, because of this change, botpack abilities matter much less, and that in turn raises the strength of other aspects of the fight. Now, bot levels will play a much larger role in battle, and it won't be possible anymore to win versus an opponent that is 5 level above us. Okay, so this is important as well, especially for... Yeah, so I think it will be much harder to climb in arena because what happened before was that, yeah, you've had like full level 20 bots in your team and enemy in arena had like 24, full 24. Now, because there are less abilities during the fight, they matter much less. Relatively, other things matter much more, which means that you probably won't be able anymore to win versus far stronger opponents, you know? So yeah, there's that. And the same with Arena Masters. I think Arena Masters will become much harder to defeat. So in general, like all aspects of the game, we've got a huge nerf, really huge nerf in power. Okay, so my fourth point is basically what I've said, but I will read it. So danger zones and arena masters will be far more difficult. Arena will be more difficult. In general, everything will be more difficult. So it's exactly what I've said, so there's no need to explain that. 5. Possibly a meta shift will happen. I think that low-cost abilities got a relative buff. We can see some cheap and effective abilities like shield to come into the top play. Abilities that cost 5 or 6 power to use have to be extremely worth it in order to justify that cost. For example, if you missed hack missile for 6 cost, it now means the match is basically over for you. So yeah, I think the initial design of developers when they designed abilities was that very high cost abilities had to bear a very high risk because you are spending so much power on them that you should probably like lose the match immediately if you miss them. And now that will happen because it's so slow to get 5 or 6 power if you don't use power generation or bot start, power start. You know what I mean. Yeah, so it's a long time, and during this long time, if enemy uses some cheap ability that will boost his bots, you might end up like with 2 bots dead before you even use this 6 cost ability you wanted to use. So I think that, yeah, I'm not sure right now, but I think that generally the low costing abilities got a buff and high cost abilities got nerfed by that, like, you know, relatively. And okay, I will just read my next note. I think I've explained this fairly okay. Power start has got a huge buff. Yeah, it might be often seen in many players' loadouts. And when it comes to botpack generation, I'm not sure, but it's certainly more useful now because before in general you didn't need much more power generation than base rate. Okay, so I've read it. And I agree with what I've read, what I've wrote. So basically, Botpack Power Start, or you know, whatever it is called, is far stronger right now because getting this additional power at the start and using some powerful ability like 5 or 6 costs, this right now might be really powerful. And I've just thought of something that came to my head and I didn't even wrote it down. I think this nerf can be also a huge nerf to brawlers. Because brawlers are slow and you often relied on botpack abilities to make brawlers either faster or teleport them somewhere or get enemies to them with Gust. Right now, brawlers will have much higher disadvantage in fights because of their slowness. So yeah, like not all brawlers are slow, but I think they are fairly slow most of the time. Scatter, Brute for sure. The remaining one maybe don't care as much, so they are fine, but it's a nerf for Brute and Scatter for sure. Okay, Scatter wasn't that good, so it's a nerf for Brute. I think it's just a nerf for Brute, which is sad because fine bot, but well, maybe he had been a bit too strong, I don't know. Okay, the note number 7. I'm generally happy that developers aren't afraid to nerf stuff. There would be devs that would say, no, we can't nerf stuff because people paid for the pay-to-win poison missile, so they will be mad. Let's instead buff everything else, so relatively we nerf abilities this way. I'm happy developers have good of the game in mind. So yeah, I've played games where developers didn't at all nerf anything. They just kept buffing and buffing everything else to balance the game, which is horrible. So yeah, if you feel mad about this change, you really shouldn't. I think it's better overall. Like, yeah, it won't feel good to farm to defeat scales, you know, because right now I think scales will be much harder because bot levels matter so much more. You can't abuse some mechanic with ice wall or hypercharge or whatever were people using. So yeah, and that's basically it. I just want to see how much of the boosters give you. I have super power start and now it might be very good to use for me, but again I'm not sure. But 4 power, this is huge. 4 power is absolutely huge right now. The generation of power is so slow right now that it got buffed so damn much. But I don't have power generation at all, as you can see, only here, which is special, which is not very good. But yeah, it's 15%. So I think that its abilities will be still very strong if you have free power generation, possibly epic or rare. That should be very, very strong still. But yeah, someone will have alt cooldowns, so they also are strong, right? So it's overall, I think it's fairly balanced right now, and we'll see how it will end up going. I think we are fine. I didn't play that much with this after this change, only open world. I didn't even touch arena because I think that it will be very hard for me to achieve higher rank than this. Like after this change, I have no chance at 5,000, I think. So yeah, we'll see. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was worth your time. See you.